But it's hard, it's hard balancing and juggling. It's hard, being, the regular person that you are one day and the next day being under public scrutiny.
Lauryn Hill has finally had enough and is stepping into the spotlight to expose shocking secrets and unveil the dark underbelly of the music industry. Renowned for her raw talent and unapologetic authenticity, Hill shocked the world when she recently broke her silence, revealing a startling truth. She was threatened to the point of fearing for her life. Brace yourself as we dive headfirst into a gripping tale of deception, manipulation, and the constant threat lurking behind the glamour. Lauryn Hill, the enigmatic and immensely talented singer-songwriter, found herself embroiled in a battle that went beyond the realms of music. As her star soared to unimaginable heights, a sinister undercurrent began to taint her success. Hill courageously came forward to share her haunting ordeal, revealing that she had faced life-threatening situations that ultimately forced her out of the notorious music industry. But nobody knows what exactly went down or who really put her life at risk. Some think it was her relationship with Wyclef, while others believe it was her attitude and offensive comments towards white people that triggered many extremists. Then there are conspiracy theorists who are of the view that the reason for her downfall was the lawsuit that drained her and pushed her toward a cult leader who not only wanted her following, but also her life. Lauryn Hill's fall from grace is one of the biggest and most harrowing stories in the entire industry, and there are many reasons to believe that she left in order to save her own life. And in order to understand the full picture, we need to take a step back and realize what led to these events in the first place. Lauryn's first time performing on a large stage wasn't the best. She made the decision to showcase her abilities at the Apollo Theater in New York City at the age of just 13 by singing the Jackson 5 song Who's Loving You. She was ultimately booed off the stage because she couldn't control her nervousness and couldn't get her act together. Nevertheless, she persisted despite the experience. She joined the Fugees, a hip-hop group started by her Haitian buddy Praz when she was a senior in high school. He and a girl named Marcy, who included Lauryn in the group, were the first members. A year later, Wyclef and Praz's cousin joined the group. Together, they found a way to match their academic pursuits with demo recording, and they scored some really fantastic gigs. Even record deals from 3 separate labels were made available. By the conclusion of that academic year, Lauryn had also secured acting roles, including a part in Sister Act 2 with Whoopi Goldberg. Unfortunately, Lauryn had to pay the price for popularity, just like other artists, and part of that price included controversies that led to her making dangerous enemies. Lauryn didn't help her case either. When accusations surfaced that Lauryn had made remarks regarding white people, saying that she would rather die or have her kids starve than have them listen to her music, her downfall officially began. According to many people, dangerous white supremacists and other extremist cults started developing hatred and enmity towards her after this particular incident. Things started getting uneasy at this point. On Howard Stern's radio show, she did attempt to dispel the accusations, saying,
I think that it was probably taken out of context. What I was saying is that I make my music for young black youth because I'm a young black youth myself.
The Fugees won 2 Grammys, including Best R&B Performance and Best Rap Album, despite the controversy at the time. Surprisingly, they split up just as they were reaching their pinnacle of fame. The Fugees' breakup, according to Lauryn's previous manager, was due to disagreements over ideas. Lauryn said it herself.
I had intended to be in the group forever until I found myself in circumstances where I felt the inner desire to express myself freely and openly without any constraint.
Some people think that Wyclef is the reason why Lauryn felt threatened for her life, and that personal problems between Lauryn and Wyclef contributed to their breakup. Wyclef was immediately drawn to Lauryn's attractiveness when they first started to bond. Wyclef was married, so that was a problem. His connection with Lauryn turned into an emotional roller coaster, which had negative effects on the entire group.
When you in a group and you inside of a 24/7, you're in the studio and you're doing music, you know what I'm saying? And you're like 19, 20 and you catching a vibe. And every day, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Lauryn, but this was a hot chick, you feel me?
When Lauryn started dating Rohan Marley and became pregnant, things got even worse. Wyclef thought the child was his, and when a paternity test revealed otherwise, he was unable to deal with being around Lauryn, which resulted in the group's eventual permanent breakup. But despite the group falling apart during its peak, Lauryn continued to flourish as a solo artist. It was her solo debut album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, that catapulted her to iconic status. The album garnered critical acclaim and commercial success, selling more than 10 million copies and earning Hill a multitude of accolades, including 5 Grammy Awards. Behind the scenes, though, Hill's journey was anything but glamorous. In her courageous exposé, she unveiled a web of corruption, manipulation, and coercion that lurked within the music industry's shadowy corridors. Hill revealed that she had become a target, subjected to intense pressure and blatant threats that shook her to the core. The reasons behind these threats were multifaceted. This is where Brother Anthony comes in. Lauryn's connection to Brother Anthony, a spiritual guide who was allegedly involved in a ritualistic and disturbing cult, also hurt her career and put her life at risk. Lauryn was persuaded by Anthony to cut off communication with her management, co-workers, and friends. This newly brainwashed Lauryn didn't just piss more people off, but also kept getting drowned in debt, thanks to unfulfilled obligations to record labels and concert organizers. Lauryn went on to discuss the reasons behind her decision to stop releasing entire studio albums in a 2021 interview with Rolling Stone's 500 Greatest Albums podcast on Amazon Music. She stated, "After the miseducation, there were scores of politics, repressing agendas, unrealistic expectations, and saboteurs everywhere. People had included me in their own narratives of their successes as it pertained to my album, and if this contradicted my experience, I was considered an enemy." Maybe it was these same enemies that sought to control and exploit her. Ultimately, for Lauryn, fear became an ever-present companion, forcing her into seclusion and ultimately leading to her withdrawal from the music industry. The threats she faced were not only directed at her career, but also posed a danger to her very life. This led to the downfall of one of the biggest musical stars of her era. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you again with more updates on everything. Goodbye.